Okay, what about now? Am I live? Can you guys hear me? Testing, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Looks like we got a good turnout already. How you doing, Warp Zone, over on Twitch? Looks like we got a couple people over there on YouTube. Hope you guys are having a good one. So, hello, loud and clear. What up, Ward? So, guys, this is the big announcement. I've been teasing this for a little while now, but we have partnered with W Energy. Basically, they gave me a code. If you are interested in powdered energy drinks, popular brands are like G Fuel. I've tried G Fuel. It's cool. I personally have a blood pressure issue, so I have to be very careful with these sorts of energy. So I tried this product. I reached out to them. We came to an agreement. Basically, they didn't give me like any sort of kickback or anything like that. It's basically, here's a link. If somebody buys something, you get a small kickback, and they get 10% off. So there is a link in the description over on YouTube, and then over here on Twitch, you can use !W, and that will pull up a link if you are so interested in trying out this product. I got a little bit right here for myself. Anyway, let's get on to the stream. We're going to be working on some more Paladin builds today. If you guys were here yesterday, we started a Warpath build. We will probably be playing that, but I have been thinking, what if I try taking that Void Knight build that I did and trying to do a Paladin version of it? So I'm going to take a look at it right now. So it looks like we can do fire. Obviously, we can't do a racing strike. But I'm like, what if we can use like some sort of void cleave? Because we could turn void cleave into fire. That's cool. So we could turn it into fire, but I'm thinking, what if we turned it into physical damage? Because then we can use something like Rive. Okay, this is a possibility, but we're gonna go ahead and keep using Warpath. Hope you guys are having a good one today. How you doing, Warp Zone? How you doing, Ward? How you doing, Ridden G85? And thank you for pointing out the mic issue. That would have been very embarrassing if we'd been streaming for like an hour and a half and finally somebody was like, "Yo, bro, I can't hear you." Okay, so I think, were we in Stolen Lance yesterday? I don't think we were. You're doing good? I'm glad to hear that, Ward. I'm absolutely glad to hear that. Okay, so what do we got here? We got shield drop rate. Well, we're not going to be using shields too much with this character. Helmets would probably be more useful, so let's see what the corruption is. I might have to drop the corruption down a little bit in this timeline just to allow for the Warpath. 226. Okay, elemental damage. They all have endurance. Let's try one. If it's kind of rough, we'll drop the corruption down a little bit. I don't know if we have the damage yet. Cause like this guy is thick. All right. Let's move move this right in there. That way it can be seen a little bit better. Renda G with the dino dance. Oh, let's get it. That endurance that they're getting, man, that hurts. You know, I'm gonna edit the loot filter a little bit. Let's start looking for physical. Affects. Let's look for melee physical. Offensive, then general, no. Damage type, physical. And physical penetration. Let's look for that. We're gonna recolor. Make this sort of. Let's make this like bluish purple. Oh, because this is physical damage. Oh, well. I mean, this could be a start. Oh, right. It's a T4 because it's a two-handed. I mean, that could be a start. This could certainly be a start with the melee. Let's just chuck this. Actually, let's delete this category, Paladin, and then let's just create a new one. Physical Paladin. Well, let's add some color. Let's just add a little something to it. Bam, we'll throw that in there. That's the first drop in the bucket. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to edit that loot filter. Now it's just showing whatever, like blues, greens, that sort of thing. Not blue, greens. Oh, and they have critical strike avoidance, and they take 50% less damage, and they have 57% endurance. Oh, man. Okay, yeah, we gotta edit this real quick. Edit the loot filter. Something got knocked off the rails here. I did select a color. I selected that one. Add a condition. Item type. Two-handed axes, swords. All right. Add a condition, rarity, exalted, unique. Update. Oh man, itchy. My foot's itching. Ugh. Ugh. All right, there we go. I think that'll go a lot better. Vortex pennant. You even pally, bro? Hey, what up, Expels? How you doing, man? Oh. Right there on my foot, right there. Oh, man. Yeah. Really good right now in Guild Wars World versus World. Yeah, you were telling me about that the other day when we were in that Discord call. That sounds cool. Okay, yeah, I think I'm gonna reset this world, lower the corruption a tad bit. I always felt like this added insult to injury. Oh, hey, you're having trouble killing everything? Now go to this mode, kill these guys, and you can lower the corruption. Of course, these guys are pushovers, but... That's when Commander's chill and knows his stuff. Yeah. No. You gotta go kill these guys. Of course, they're not very strong. But then it lowers the corruption. It gives you a choice of how much you want to lower the corruption by. They give you a couple options like 10, 20, or all of it. Uh, I do think it needs a setting, though. I mean, it's like insult to injury, right? I don't think these guys can kill me, per se. They do, like, stupid low amounts of damage. Yeah, exactly. I agree. It doesn't make much sense. Like, oh, you can't already kill everything? Okay, well, go kill those guys. Yeah, I pushed the corruption. I figured you couldn't raise the cap you have, but you should be able to at least lower it. Yeah, you can lower it, but it just you got to kill these guys in this one specific area. So now that we killed them, we walk over here to this blue glowing crystal, and now I get a choice. I can reset it all the way back down to 100, 25, or 10. Let's go with 25. We'll put us right on the doorstep of 200. Okay, now let's put these idols in there. Let's sort that. Leave that there. Let's go to weapons. Put these in the weapons tab. Take that out. Break this. Break that down. Ten strength, 50% armor. Where's our boots at? Omnis. Okay, well, we keep our same modifiers, which is... Okay, well... 90% chance to slow, okay. I said that endurance modifier's probably got to be one of the tougher ones. Well, that guy just... I'll let those dudes just burn. Oh, shoot. Killed my mana. I killed my mana. Oh, whoa. Okay, there we go. We're actually starting to hit this guy for some damage. High health modifier. +1 to Warpath. Let's take that. Okay, let's jump out of this. Alright, let's try some of this. Alright, what up, Reefer? How's it going, man? Hey, so Reefer, this is the brand that we partnered with, got sponsored by, however you want to say it. You whooped today, bro? Yeah, so this is what I was telling you about on your stream. We okay. Yeah, thanks, bro. Thanks. Okay, but tell me first, what do you mean by whoop today, bro? Like you're tired? Like is it tasty? I like it. No sugar. The caffeine source from coffee. You're whooped. Like tired, like beat. Yeah, you looked pretty tired yesterday on stream, man. Like you only stream, yeah. You only stream for like an hour, and then you're like, "That's it, bro. I'm out." Oh, you're inside too many crawl spaces. Oh. Well, okay. I know you said you do air conditioning. Do you also do heating? Because I imagine air conditioning is not in high demand right now. Or are they getting ready? Yeah, HVAC. Okay. So you do the heating, ventilation, air conditioning. Got it. Yeah, so just kick back and relax, man. Kick back and relax. Dude, I saw all your emotes, man. I was spamming a bunch of them in chat before we went live. You know, like the little, stream starting soon screen. I was like, oh, look at this guy. He's got all these emotes now. I was just spamming them. Hour and 47 was my stream last night. Oh, okay. You're right. Nearly 2 hours. You put in some work yesterday. I mean, I figured you're not going to be streaming a whole heck of a lot on the weeknights, or not long anyway. Maybe frequently you'll be there. I just grabbed some for it quick. If we unlock more, I'll probably pay for someone. Hate to be bothered, but can you explain how to do the boss where you reset your maps? Am I doing something wrong? Hey, what up, Radio? Okay, let me jump out of what I'm doing right there to address what you're saying right now. So, Radio, first, you are not a bother. I welcome conversations. Questions. This is absolutely the forum for it. I am here to help you. Okay, so you're talking about Orbis and you're having a hard time with them. Well, here's something that you may not know. So Orbis actually has several different forms. Let me see if I can find a map where I have multiple Orbises. I don't. Unfortunately. Oh, there's no way I'm... Okay. So, let's take, for instance, right here. I'm not going to fight Orbis. I'm sorry. I'm not going to fight Orbis here because the corruption's way too high, and I'm trying out a new build. I'm going to get smoked. I pushed this corruption when I was doing Hammerden, so... But you see how there's multiple Orbises, right? This is what you're talking about, these little triangle guys right here, the little blue ones. Something, we can fight them on mine if you want. That the Sage? No, I'm not on the Sage. So, Radio, what you may not know is Orbis actually has several different forms. You can go to one Orbis and he'll have a whole bunch of rays and he's just completely bathing that tiny little arena in just stuff, and it just wrecks your build because your build's set up a certain way. What I would recommend is fighting your way to another one because he will have a different skill set. Orbis has random skills. You never know which one you're going to get. Does that help you, Radio? You can run them on one of yours. Hey, Radio, friend of the channel, Reefer Sage, is offering to help you if you want some help. No, when you fight, yeah. So Orbis always has the same little arena map, but his skills are randomized, and when you beat him, that resets the timeline and raises your corruption. Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. Do you want some help, Radio? Like, what corruption are you at right now? Yeah, Radio, if you want some help, man, I'll come help you. It depends on the corruption, though. The new build, I can't really do anything above 200 corruption that well. I don't even know. I cannot log in online right now. I got you. Are you playing an offline character? Or SSF? Yeah, that's no worries, man. That's no worries. Like, I try to log in, but it will not connect. Okay, well, there's nothing I can do to help you there, unfortunately. No, it's an online character? Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, there's nothing I can do to help you there. But if you can ever get online and you want some help, feel free to come on back or just stay here and try and connect. I don't want to tell you what you do. This community will help you if you're going to need some help. No problem. Yeah, honestly, I was getting that yesterday. Do you guys remember? Like, the game kept just, like, crashing. I'd try and log in and then it would just close out the program. I figured it was my computer. You do not do that. No. As far as I'm aware of, you do not do that with Orbis. In some maps, you can swap the eras by a key press. Can you actually swap the eras? I mean, I've played this game for a while. I haven't heard anything about swapping eras. He asked if you could show him so you bike and I can show him. Okay, then I'm doing nothing wrong. Yeah, or okay, I see what you're talking about, Reefer. You're offering to invite me to your world and we kill Orbis to show him. That may or may not help him, though, Reefer, because Orbis has random abilities. But, hey, if you want to go kill Orbis, I'm always down for a good time. Let me see. Are you online right now? Dude, send me an invite. Okay, then I'm doing nothing wrong. Then it's the rays that are killing me. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, let me switch to my Paladin. Yeah, bro. I'll come kill Orbis with you, Reefer. And a sign of solidarity. We got to get revenge for Retiro here. We gotta avenge Retiro here, man. We gotta put this guy down. Okay. So Retiro, he will always say the same stuff. Oh, the same lines when he's about to use an ability. Yeah, that's true. Okay, Shuriken. I've only tried him in that one node before, so I thought it was always the same fight. No, it's not. Random abilities. And here, we will show you. Let me go over to... All right, let's do this. Let's do this, Reefer. Where you at, Reefer? You reefing? I'm kidding. Oh, you're typing. You're like this bastard. Oh, what's the corruption here, Reefer? Am I about to get slapped? $213. Okay, I can do $213. All right, man. Orbis. Oh, okay, Retiro, did he use that ability when you fought him? Oh, man. I thought we were doing good, Kay. I don't think I learned very much. Yeah, you didn't learn very much. But now that we fought him like that, he's going to have those same abilities. Okay, I'll kill that. Okay, cool. Oh, shoot. Oh. Yeah, this guy's doing a ton. Just stay alive, Reefer. I'm coming. Man, he thick though. Oh shoot. Yeah, I'm not doing too good here, guys. Oh, I got back in time. Come on. I'll bring my level 35 druid. Yeah, that should help, right? Heal totems. I like how we did this as a joke to whoop on Orbis, and he's making us look like fools. Oh my god, Reefer, no! No! Live! Oh, can I make it back? I made it back in time! Oh my word. Okay, so Radio, we struggled for you, my friend, and if you've left by now, I wouldn't blame you one bit. That was so bad. Oh, that might become an upload for tomorrow, man. Yeah, it was because it was yeah, that's true. Radio, the scaling in this game, if you're playing with multiple people and 200 corruption, and I got a new build, at least you managed to kill him. Yeah. So you get benefits when playing with other people. Like if you die but somebody's still in there, you can jump back in there real quick. But also the scaling, like he gets more damage, more health, that sort of. Actually, does he get more damage? I think he gets more health. Oh man, that was painful. Yeah, what? So Radio, I'm going to be playing Paladin for release. So I've been messing with different Paladin builds. And we kind of slapped this one together. Oh, he does get more damage as well. Oh, bro. Well, thanks, Reefer. Oh, unfriend. Never done him with 2 people. Speaking of 1.0, will the current online characters be wiped? No, the current characters will not be wiped. They'll just be moved into the Eternal Realm. So if you want to play in the new season, then if you want to play in the new season, then you gotta create a new character, fresh stash tabs and everything. But if you want to play your current character and not take part in the season, then you're more than welcome to do that. At least that's what the devs have said. As far as I'm aware of, they're not wiping anything. Okay, how do I get out of this leave party? There we go. Oh, I did it anyway. No idea what the seasons are, so I'll check them out, but most likely just play my old characters. That's absolutely fine, man. That's absolutely fine. It will get interesting, though. If you're looking for people to play with, if they're playing in the season, you won't be able to join them because they're technically in a whole different realm. But if you're just playing solo dolo and you don't care about playing in the new season and you just want to keep rocking with what you got, by all means, go for it. Wait, Tiro, just listen to his vocal cues and have higher movement speed too. Move quick enough and you'll learn what he does. Yeah, except we're playing like a couple of morons right there. I'm just... Well, at least I was playing like a moron. You were doing your best, Reaper. I can't fault you for that. I was playing a Necro. My movement speed is just barely greater than a snail. Yeah, movement speed in this game is pretty strong. Yeah, I had tired from work, exactly. Yeah, he probably would have been fine solo. Oh, I never clicked on it. I thought I had. I've been retired now for 2 years. Been tired of work is no longer... Being tired from work is no longer a problem. Being tired of playing too much online games is. Hey, that's a good problem to have. Area from melee area skills. I mean, this is not too bad. Look, I mean, look at this. This is an axe. This is slow, though. That's a max T6. Okay. I mean, usually I can kill him with no issue, just a matter of learning his moves. They are different, but still such specific spell sets, I believe. So we're gonna wipe your corruption? Yeah, right here. Right here, I'll show you. I need to wipe my corruption a little bit anyway. So we're at 200 corruption right now. So though, next to your little blue start point, there's like a little yellowish triangle thing. You click on it and it brings you to this temple, right? And you got these guys. And basically, you gotta kill them. They don't do much damage. I do feel like it's unnecessary because... Why? You're already trying to lower your corruption. Now you gotta kill these guys. Plus, this whole timeline's whacked anyway. I got critical strike avoidance and various other negative modifiers. How did you get there again? Oh, it won't let me leave. I'm stuck here. Hold up. Let me kill these guys. That's messed up. Yeah, so let me lower the corruption by like what, 20? Yeah, there we go. We can leave now. Okay, so here is a fresh beginning. You see the little blue thing? This little yellow thing right here. Completing this echo resets this timeline's web. However, the stability, active modifiers, and quest echo progression persist. Completing this echo also cleanses this timeline of some or all of its corruption. So you get to choose. You can completely reset the corruption. You can lower it by a little. You can lower it by a little bit more. Or as I said, you can reset all of it. Now let's just add one of Reefer Sage's emotes. Big old doinks kick. But how do you get to the stolen lance? Yeah. Okay, so you're talking about the stolen lance echo. Okay, so Retiro, where are you at right now? Are you here at the Fall of the Outcasts? No. Okay. So what you do, you've completed the maps. Well, the Stolen Lance is just one of the timelines. So you're in Empowered Monoliths. Yeah, the Stolen Lance is just one of the timelines. Yeah. It doesn't matter which timeline, all timeline. No worries, Retiro. No worries. Yeah, every timeline has this thing. The Stolen Lance is just the name of the timeline. You're good to go. No worries. All right. All right, let's go back and kind of tweak the build a little bit. I think we might have to say goodbye to some of our damage. Okay, so do we need all this vitality? That is the question. Okay, so we can get melee physical damage this way. All right, so I was thinking, oh, okay, I'll just find one of those on one of my existing maps. Yeah, absolutely. No problem, Retiro. Thank you. Thank you for coming by and asking these questions. They help, man. They absolutely help, because you never know if somebody else is having the same exact problem and they just don't, they might be too afraid because of, they think somebody might say it's a stupid question. It's not a stupid question. I'm more than happy to help you, and I'm glad you came here and asked. I got you, man. Okay, so we could also... So just thinking about the next build we're going to work on, I'm thinking about a physical build, so we can actually pick up melee physical damage right here. Do we really need vitality? Because, like, what we need right now is we need some endurance. Our endurance is at 33. Please don't hit me for asking a question. No, I'm not going to hit you. This guy is super trolling. Oh, okay. So that's why we're missing 15% endurance, because we're in a non-combat zone, so Holy Aura isn't active. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so let's go back here. We need a few points here. Okay, so if we do our physical build, though, we can't use Light of Ra. That sucks, because we get so much movement speed out of it. So we can get just straight up damage, health, and mana with that node. Late join and lurk, been playing games with the kids. No problem, Air Dragon. Welcome to the stream. Hope everything went all right today. So this is endurance threshold, and we can get health out of it. 12 health per point. So what's our critical strike avoidance? Okay, well... I mean, the 20% extra armor is good, but we don't need... We need like 1 point here. We need like 1 point for the critical strike avoidance. So let's talk to the chick. Okay. So, yeah, we lost out on like 1% of armor. So, yeah, okay, we're at 101 critical strike avoidance. That's good. Okay. Okay, so taking... Oh, okay, yeah, we can also take 1 point out of that. Okay, yeah, I think we'll be fine there. Okay, so we got... So that's 10% more. That puts us at 50. We need 1 more point. Where can we spare 1 point? I want to leave as many points as I can right there. Maybe we can spare 1 point out of this. Yeah, that puts us at 12%. I think... So that should give us enough endurance. That's given us enough critical strike avoidance. Let's go into the next area. Okay. We're just a little bit on the cold. We lost just enough on the cold resistance. Do we have... Well, we don't need this. We can get rid of one of these for some cold resistance and we'll be at cap. Okay. Let's go back to the Stolen Lance timeline. Do some fights. But let's see. Was my math good? Yes. That put us at exactly 60% endurance. That's the cap. No, we just cleansed endurance. That was so annoying. Dude, they really don't like me right now. Critical strike avoidance and endurance, please. I mean, 3 echoes. Okay, I'll live with 3 echoes of that. Dude, we gotta cleanse some of these modifiers. This is painful. I can't move. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, I saw your message and then I'm like, I'm dead. What's the point in dropping... So frustrating. What was the point in dropping corruption if it's the freaking modifiers, man? This timeline is borked. Okay. You know what we should also do? We should try and modify our Eye of Rain. Let's go up here and grab the chest. See if we can't get a sword with like some... I do not think you could clear the modifiers. I thought they just expired. Yeah, no, they gotta expire, but sometimes the modifiers are what's killing you on the maps and not the corruption level. Sometimes you can do that corruption level, but you weren't paying attention. You took one too many negative modifiers and your build is completely borked. Like right now, I got high health enemies take 50% less damage. They're doing 100% more elemental damage. They're doing they have a 35% chance at a critical strike avoidance, which hurts because our entire build is about stacking crits. And then the more we stack crits, the more damage we do because we build up our critical strike multiplier with Eye of Rain. And so I feel like if you're already having a hard enough time and you drop the corruption to make it a little bit easier, but you keep the modifiers, it's nonsensical in my opinion. Because sometimes it was the modifiers, not the corruption, that was killing you, and now you're stuck. Unless you absolutely drop the corruption down to 100 and start all over again. To a point where the forget the modifiers. And also, but there's nothing you can really do about the negative modifiers with the exception of pick it up. Yeah, no, there's not a lot you can do other than just trying to clear some echoes and eventually they go away. But if you can't even clear an echo, then they're just going to stick around. And unless it doesn't work like that. Unless you dying on an echo counts as an echo completion. Oh. We got ads on Twitch. I'll take the slow chance. Go Bucks. Is Void Cleave a Racing Strike 100 times more powerful than Warpath on Void Knight? Yeah, most likely. I'm a big fan of that Void Cleave a Racing Strike combo. You can do so much with it. Excuse me. Yeah, I haven't tried Warpath on Void Knight before. I take it it's not that great Warp Zone. I've only tried the Paladin version of Warpath. doesn't help that we got like some lousy modifiers here. The ad's done over on Twitter. Oh my gosh. There we go. Ads should be done now. So let me, jeez. Okay, what have we cleansed? Oh, thank the Lord. We got rid of critical strike avoidance. Jeez, that was annoying. Okay, let's grab this one. I should really try and get some melee attack speed on my Eye of Rain. I might have to jump onto my Void Knight for that. Because I don't know if this current build could take on Jewelra tier 3. Okay, do we have melee attack speed? Oh, well, no, of course we're not going to find that. Oh, let's pull up anything with attack speed. Melee. Oh, okay. Oh, well, we can't use that. Bleeding Heart. I mean, this is a pretty good necklace. Plus, it has a 32% increased critical strike chance implicit. Quicksilver Coil. %94 increased melee damage. Oh, this is a dagger, though. We need a sword. Melee attack speed. I mean, we could use these gloves. We could possibly use those gloves. This is just critical strike chance on a sword. typed in attack speed. Why does it show me? Oh, well, I guess they all have a base attack speed. I wouldn't mind trying out a vengeance build with. Okay. +3 to vengeance, attack speed. It's a mace. Oh, here we go. We got a katana. Ah, we couldn't cleanse it. Oh, well. Oh, there's no point. There's no point. Okay, well, we could try this out. Alright. Let's put this in the Paladin weapons tab. Right here. And then pray to God we get lucky. Alright, let's hop onto our Void Knight and do a Jewelry run. Oh, this might be bad, chat. This might be bad. Okay, let's grab a key. I already got a Temporal Sanctum key. The Ruin Era, we're going to go down to the Temporal Sanctum. I see why I don't get key drops. You got them all. Yeah, I'm hogging them all from you, Expels. Oh, we should have... Okay, this is level 70, so yeah, we can do a tier 3. T4 Jewelry is kind of hard. All right, Jorah, let's tango. $109,000 damage crit. But this is why Jorah is hard on melee. She spawns this stuff on the ground. And she did. Like to build again, please. You're like, I want that. Yeah, no problem, man. I got you. So I didn't make a like I didn't do a last Epoch tools build. I did a video. Nothing's really changed except some of the items got upgraded. Yeah, some of the items got upgraded. Let me show you real quick. So we got a 2 LP Apathy's Maw in the video. I only have a single Apathy's Maw. We got a tier 7 24 strength and 15% increased health. Titan Heart. I think the helmet's still the same. We're still using Omnis. We're still using our Code of the Erased Sentinel. There's a lot of uniques on this build. It's going to be kind of hard to recreate it. You might get lucky with getting a tier 6 Shattered Chains thingamabob, hybrid health. The gloves, I think we've been rocking these gloves for a while. And then the idols, I pretty much just stacked what I needed for health. And then the bigger idols, I tried to do melee void damage increases. The echo damage when a skill echoes, that's actually not too bad either. That's not too bad. Originally, I didn't like it, but I think it's a good middle ground. I feel like I get all the points I need out of Omnis and Code of the Erased Sentinel, but if you got like a +4 to a Racing Strike or Void Cleave, you can go for that as well if you like. I should probably do an update to that video just to state some of those ideas, but I mean, for the most part, the build hasn't really changed. Here, let me put this in the YouTube chat as well. For anybody who's curious about the Void Knight build we just used. This is not the focus of today's stream. I just needed a character powerful enough to get to this box. Alright, chat. Alright. I wish Warpath Devouring Orb was as strong as this one. Hey man, I do what I can. Void Cleave does require a two-handed weapon though. Alright guys, this is it. We got a 1 LP Eye of Reen. And we are trying to put melee attack speed on it. Hope this works. Fingers crossed. I mean, of all the modifiers to go over, we needed melee attack speed. 98% increased fire damage is not bad either, but that was kind of low on the totem pole. Oh, whoops. No. Don't drop that. Don't drop that. I really wanted that melee attack speed. Oh, dude. Because Eye of Reen is not super common. It's a tier 7. Yeah, that is a tier 7 leech. Okay, well, if I could ever find another... if I could ever find another Eye of Reen 1 LP or whatever, we could try and get a 37% melee attack speed on it. You think your Paladin on your Void Knight... oh, Void Knight has more survivability for sure. The Paladin is not very... The Paladin, that's a new build that we slapped together on stream yesterday. And yes, he does have a 20% damage reduction with... what's that chest piece called? The Wings of Argentis, but we got a 15% damage reduction while wielding a two-handed weapon with Apathy's Maw. And this one, Titan Heart is much more common with LP on it. Wings of Argentis, I believe, is the rarest item in the game to drop with LP. So, honestly... yeah, it's the play style, because the Void Knight, he does a lot of 1-2 punches, and I can move around pretty easily waiting to queue up my next 1-2 punch. Whereas with Paladin, I gotta like sit on the target. The Warpath build that we've been doing, I gotta sit right there on the target, and I gotta try and move around for that 20% damage reduction. I feel like when we were rocking, when we were doing Paladin, when we were doing Hammered In, that was very strong. But, yeah. 192% increased physical damage. Nice. Okay, let me go back over there. Evening, Lord Barik. How are you this evening? We're doing all right, Colonel. We slapped together a fresh build yesterday, and we're just messing around with it. We're probably going to try another one tomorrow. We're gearing up for release because I'm going to be playing Paladin on release. Okay, this belt is possible. Thornslinger, when... Nah, I mean, throwing attack speed, the +1 to physical skills is nice. Yeah, we'll probably be doing another one tomorrow, or just messing with the one we're currently on. Okay, where... Eye of Rain. Oh, we'll leave that one there. Man, I really wish we got that melee attack speed to go over. Oh. Yeah, I'm just trying out different builds. Unfortunately, all the builds I'm using, I'm also using all the uniques I have available to me, which is not going to be very easy. Because on release, I'm not going to have any of these uniques. So I should... at the same time, I kind of want to know like what to expect. Like what's an in-game version of a build that I might try out. Gonna try Acolyte, Necro, or Lich. Sounds better playstyle wise. Me personally, I'm gonna be playing Paladin on release, Expels, because I feel like Paladin has an easier start, and I also like Paladin a lot. I'm a Paladin simp. I know that's not a word we can't really say too much on Twitch, but yeah, I love Paladins. Absolutely. They also have a great build diversity. I mean, you got Hammered in if you want range. Yeah, I'm a simping ass. You also got Smite if you want your sort of magical thing. You want to run around and do damage while moving. You can. How long are LE seasons? Do you know? They're 3 months. I think they're going to be like the standard 3 months. And they're called cycles, but I call them seasons because I feel like everybody knows what a season is. Yeah. I feel like Paladin has a great build diversity. Plus, early on, they can dump so many of their... You got your Rive build for Pally, just haven't played much else besides with your Druid. Okay. See, I want to experiment with a Rive build tomorrow. Just... Or whenever we get to it. I don't want to put a time limit on myself. I would like to do like some sort of like, if I can make Void Cleave physical damage, that could be fun. Setting up like a Void Cleave Paladin type thing. I also haven't really messed with Forge Guard that much. Like Forge Strike, that could be fun. So Rive does physical damage. Void Cleave, it says you can do physical. Where would we turn this into a physical? After channeling Warpath for at least 2 seconds, channeling Warpath for at least 2 seconds, your next Void Cleave within 1 second deals more damage. Okay, that's cool. Void Cleave deals more melee damage per stack. Okay, that's void damage. Counts as a traversal skill. So you can convert the base damage to fire damage with Void Cleave. Additionally, your next non-channeled fire attack or spell after Void Cleave deals significantly more damage. And then you can stack Void Resistance Shred to deal Fire Resistance Shred. Interesting. But then Void Cleave loses the Void tag. Okay, so you can convert it like that. And then you can change it to physical damage increases fire damage. So it'd still be doing fire damage, but you could stack physical damage. So you can use like a Rive, but still be scaling Void Cleave, but it would count as fire damage. Interesting. Okay, this is a possibility. Okay, well let's get to it. Let's see. Turn graphics down to medium. Turn it down to low. I'm getting like some hitching. Oh shit. Okay, let's. These might be. Let's take that out. These might be useful for physical build. Let's just slap that in there as well. Melee fire damage. That's one thing we're lacking. We have percentage fire damage, but not a lot of melee fire damage. Three LP. Melee physical. Wait, shouldn't my loot filter have shown that? Oh, I was looking for two-handed weapons, not one-handed. That's right. Hey, what up, Marvel Man? How's the spin to win? It's going all right. It's going all right. Let's take the lightning damage. Okay, well, we don't need the damage over time, but this could be a great axe to use on maybe for that Void Cleave build we were talking about. Yeah, this is probably gonna be the last day of spin to win, and then probably tomorrow we're gonna work on like some sort of Rive build. Arrive alive? Yeah, yeah, arrive alive. Either Rive or Multi-Strike. I mean, okay, so what can Multi-Strike scale with? Multi-Strike scales strictly with physical. Okay. Oh, maybe we'll do this, because we're talking about doing a Void Cleave. Okay, so what do you get with Multi-Strike? A melee attack that grants... Yay, a thing. Hey. A melee attack that grants a stack of armament if it hits at least one enemy. Each stack of armament causes an additional sword to strike a nearby enemy when you use Multi-Strike. Okay, cool. So if we use this... Melee physical damage per stack. Armament stacks last longer and grant you additional melee physical damage. Okay, so we can do this, so we can like bam, 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 hit him with the Multi-Strike. While at maximum stacks of armament and positive mana, attacking with Multi-Strike will consume all stacks and 40 mana to use Forge Strike. That's a thing. Sword kills an enemy, it will create an additional sword strike. Okay, but we can build up stacks. So if we're using a two-handed weapon, we can get more. So you build up stacks with Multi-Strike, and then you bring the pain with Void Cleave. But we got to be using a two-handed weapon. Okay. So we're not doing this right now. This is for when we get in. Because I was thinking Rive, but Rive feels kind of boring. What if we did like a Multi-Strike build? Scales with physical, melee, area, and strength. And then what if we did a Void Cleave build? Multi-Strike into Void Cleave. Because Void Cleave, it doesn't have physical damage, but you can take this node right here where... it'll scale, it'll just deal fire damage, but it'll scale with your physical damage. If you take Blazing Steel. Shield Throw sounds really cool. Shield Throw does sound cool. I'm not looking to do a throwing build. Judgment is cool. Like, we have some pieces we could do a nice judgment build. I mean, like, look at that right now. With what we already have, allies on consecrated ground are healed for 50 health each second. Okay, you know what? Let's just... Do you guys want to try something goofy? Despecialized skill. We just got rid of Sigils of Hope. Okay. We're gonna try using Judgment. Hit damage against high health enemies. Okay, so if we take 1 point there, 1 point there, and we take 3 points there, bam, increase cooldown. Consecrated Ground has a chance to shred armor. You gain Frenzy for a duration. Okay, that's with Consecrated Ground. If we go over here, we can do physical and fire penetration plus 40%. I don't think that this affects our other skills. It only affects judgment. If you hit at least one enemy with judgment, you gain the deliverance buff, which increases our mana regen. Okay. Judgment critical strikes deal more damage. Okay, so we can take points here. Okay, let's switch this over to judgment. We're being goofy here, chat, so I think this axe we picked up could be pretty nice. And it can cause a bleed, so if we can get a melee critical strike chance on this. Okay. We got to really think about this. This damage over time is not going to do well. We could take a chance to try and seal it. Oh, I don't even want to look. I mean, I'll hear the sound, but... Ah! Dang! It took away 19 forging potential. Frick. F it. It's now useless. I broke it. Oh, RNG screwed me on that one. Damn. No, I don't want critical strike avoidance. I hate critical strike avoidance. Okay, let's try this out. Let's try... Okay, well, we need to increase the area of effect with this if we want judgment to be useful at all. All right. Our mana regen goes up by a lot. Okay, so if we can increase the effect of this, throw that down, spin to win on top of them, then we get that mana regen. Okay. Okay, cool. So, I mean, it's a little extra damage, plus it can shred their armor. Okay, we haven't taken that yet. Okay, let's make that as big as possible. So we could take this one where it has no cooldown. I don't know. And then the consecrated damage over time. No, I'm not going to worry about that. We're using this like it's a debuff. And ignites applied by judgment. Okay, I don't know if this was a good choice then. We probably only wanted to put 1 point. Let's... Oh, I needed 2 points for that. Okay, stop respecing. What about, like, some universal damage? Does melee fire damage increase? Okay, so what if we max this out, the critical strike multiplier, and we just use judgment as like a sort of buff as we're spinning, like we focus on the on hit effect. Slap it down, bam, go. Okay. I mean, I have the judgment gloves, but those don't really do anything unless you're unarmed, and it's all about buffing judgment. So you slap that down, our mana regen goes through the roof, but that doesn't mean anything when we're doing this. Run away. Okay, let's... Okay, honestly, focusing on the damage of judgment is no big one. So awesome to see you build this outright from the start. I mean... one of the first builds I did in the game after abandoning what I was doing is I did reference a guide for Warpath from Dread. You guys know who Dread is? And so when I was putting this together, I kind of had that going on in my mind, but I didn't reference it again. I just kind of put it together. And now I've gone completely off the rails. So I don't want to act like I've completely come up with this on my own. I didn't reference anything. I haven't taken a look at his guide in a while, plus it's old. It's like for a much older patch. It's just I'm familiar enough with Sentinel now, I could start doing this. Like when I was doing my Druid playthrough, I was using a guide 100% because Druid's got all these like aspect of the shark, aspect of the tiger, you know, like aspect of the panther, aspect of the boar. I mean, all this terminology, it was easy to kind of like miss out on. Okay, so why are we getting such pitiful aspect of the aspect? Yeah, that's right. What up, Voxy or Voxil? Welcome. There was just so many aspects. I was like, my druid sucked. So when I referenced a guide, they knew what aspects I should be using, because I was like, the game didn't do a very good job of explaining what the different aspects did. I was like having to Google stuff. Like normally you could just like, not that one. Normally you can just go here and go aspect. But there's nothing that comes up for aspect. It's a druid specific thing, you know, aspect of the aspect. I'm doing my own Maelstrom Cold Dot Shaman, no aspects here. Okay. Oh, that sounds good, man. Okay. So let me... move that right there. Yeah, obviously I can't see the preview. That sucks, but... there's no way our graphics card is under load. Because we were getting like some frame drops. I'm playing a Sentinel. I'm coming up on choosing a class or specialty. What's your advice? Differences. Okay. How's it going, Drew, over on YouTube? I will explain everything here in a moment after I clear this echo, sir. Well, I'll explain the best I can. How about that? Because I haven't played Forge Guard yet. I've played Paladin and I've played Void Knight. Heck yeah, thanks, bro. Yeah, no problem, man. I got you. I'm here to help. Of course. See, you see that area of effect right there? They don't get hurt by that. So it's really annoying when you run into these guys who can do range and then they just sit there and you're playing a melee build. Okay. I'm using the hammer throw with some Rive, just jamming through. Yeah, dude, that's awesome. I totally think that what you're doing right now is absolutely fine. You're just jamming through the game and you're figuring out what works for you, and I think that's amazing. But to answer your question, you're playing Sentinel and you're about to choose a class. What should you pick? Well, I haven't played Forge Guard yet. I've started a Forge Guard. He's like level 18 or something, but that's not enough for me to speak on whether Forge Guard is good or not. So I suspect Forge Guard is good, but I'm going to leave that alone for right now. But I have extensively played Paladin and Void Knight. And of the two, if I was starting off brand new, what would I do? I would play Paladin. Here's why I would play Paladin. Void Knight's very good. You can't go wrong with Void Knight. You can't go wrong with like any starter class in the game. But in my opinion, if you're newish to the game, you're not as familiar with the systems, you hear people all the time say max your resistances, and you're just trying to figure out what can we do. I say Paladin is a better start than Void Knight for this simple reason. They get access to an ability called Holy Aura. Only Paladins can get Holy Aura. Let's take a look at what Holy Aura does. Holy Aura is straight up a buff. It buffs you and anybody you're playing with. And so when you're using Holy Aura, you get a 30% increased damage increase. That's nice. You also get a 15% elemental increase while using Holy Aura. On top of it, if you dip down into this node, which I highly recommend you do, and you take all 5 points here, you get an additional 25% elemental resistance bonus, as well as a 15% endurance bonus. If we go up over here, you can get a little extra health regen, and then you can grab a 20% increase to your poison resistances. This is huge if you don't have a lot of shards and you're not familiar with the crafting system. You're not exactly sure like where goes where. This can help a lot. On top of it, if you're somebody who just wants to invest points in the Paladin tree, they get some big bonuses early on by picking up element. You can pick up even more elemental resistance here if you max this node. One thing you may or may not know is in this game, even though you choose a mastery, you can still dip into the other masteries of your base class. You just can't fully like go all the way to the end of the tree. You see this big chain right here? You can't go past that. But you can still dip into it, which I highly recommend you do, because over here on the Void Knight tree, you can pick up 40% void resistance and 40% physical resistance right there. That can really help as you're playing through the game. I would also recommend taking this node right here. You get 1% critical strike multiplier, critical multiplier per point spent in Void Knight. If you spend 10 points here and 1 point here, you get an easy... Yeah, you didn't realize that was an option. I didn't realize that either. I didn't realize that till later. But this is an easy way to pick up an extra 11% critical multiplier. You can also dip down here, which is what I did. You can get yourself some damage leech. This is very nice. It only works on melee damage, so if you really want to go with your hammers that you're doing, this is going to be kind of useless to you. But that melee damage leech, very nice. You can also dip into Forge Guard if you want to do more of those hammers that you're talking about. Forge Guard is very good for, at least some of the points here is very good for throwing damage. I personally have not played Forge Guard, so I don't know the class as a whole is good for that, but I imagine so. They got a nice throwing ability like shield throw. Also, if you read right here, you can also the passive mode for the Forge Guard, 35% physical and fire resistance, as well as an extra 3% increased armor for each hit you have taken in the last 10 seconds. So just by this text right here, Forge Guard sounds extra tanky, extra thick. I like Paladin a lot. I love Paladin. It's my favorite class in the game. And I'm playing Paladin right now because I'm trying to I'm going to be playing Paladin on release. I know they're going to be adding these new classes. They're going to be adding the Warlock. They're going to be adding the Falconer. That's awesome. Play that if that interests you. But starting out fresh, I'm going to want to play Paladin again for the very reasons I told you earlier. I'm not going to have a bunch of shards. I'm not going to have a stash. I'm not going to have a stash full of stuff. I just want to make it a little bit easier for myself. But again, you can't go wrong with any class you start off with in the game. I hope that helps, Drew. What's the top damage you're getting with that Paladin? Well, you see, I'm trying out all these different builds, Drew. So we like the type of spells or casts. So we're doing Warpath, which is very nice. I like it a lot. Here, let me link you a couple things here in the chat. I played a ton of Hammered In earlier on when I started streaming on YouTube, because I'm streaming on Twitch right now, but I started split streaming back in November, and I was doing a ton of Hammered In back then. So let me find you one of those earlier live streams and just kind of click around and see if you can't get to some if you can't like get to some combat right here. So here you go. That's a link to a live stream. Just kind of click around until you get to some combat. That was a that was a hammered in playthrough with my warpath that I'm doing right now. Not a lot. We slapped this build together yesterday. I'm just trying out different things to see what I would like to play on release, just to have an idea of something. So we're just trying different things. This build, it's probably not going to be viable for release anyway, because we got these rare uniques and legendaries and idols and stuff like that, but nonetheless it's fun. If you want to see what it's looking like, if we can get everything to pop off at the right time, the damage can look okay. We're experimenting with different affects, with different abilities, which I think has overall lowered my damage, but might be helping me with my survivability. This build's fun because you can move around and deal damage, but I felt like Hammered In was better. just straight up was better. Looks amazing shooting tons of projectiles. Yeah, that's a Nova Hammered In. That's an Endgame build, but it was a lot of fun. The game impresses me so much. I'm very pumped to see so many options and play styles. One thing I want to do is improve my movement speed with PAL. Yeah, okay. Be on the lookout for boots that have increased movement speed. That helps a lot. Also, this is not going to help you now, but on the Paladin tree, if you can get to the very end and, like, let's say you're doing like lightning or fire damage, you can pick up this node right here. It increases your fire and lightning damage as well as a plus 12% to your movement speed. Plus 8 lightning damage with hammer throw. %, of shield throw base damage converted to void. How did I approach the passive tree? Well, originally I approached it trying to squeeze as much damage out of it as possible. I think early on, it's better to make sure you can just live. So when I'm approaching the passive tree, just make sure you can pick up stuff that will complement your defensive abilities. Like this gives us health, this gives us health and resistance, this gives us endurance, this gives us increased armor. Here on the regular tree, this is super important right here, the armor clad. Not only does it give us some flat armor, but when we're near enemies, we take minus 10% damage. And then the Valiant Charge gives us more health and increased movement speed. I say focusing on keeping yourself alive and then trying to use your gear to do more damage. That's my philosophy. It may not be everybody else's philosophy, but I try and use the passive tree to complement my defenses and shore up some weaknesses, and then try and get like some damage. Then go for something fun like, oh, okay, get an extra 30% attack speed with swords or axes. Oh, dual wield, because if you notice right here, we're going to take 9% more damage while dual wielding. It's going to hurt. So making sure we can shore up those weaknesses early on with some of this stuff. Yeah, all week we're just tweaking Paladin builds. So tomorrow I'm going to be working on a new one, I think. I found this great weapon and I tried to modify it and I ruined it, so I just destroyed it. And so when I do that, I completely reset everything. We'll probably spend half the stream tomorrow just trying to, you know, set up a build and then go out there and see what we can do with it. Oh, whoops. No! No! Leech! Leech! Okay. I don't know if I like the Judgment ad. I think it's cool. But I don't know if it's complimenting, because it's creating some really awkward play styles. You know, like you throw it down, then you try and run away. I think we should go back to Sigils of Hope. Well, we are missing 6 points, so this can shred armor. Because the Judgment hits and consecrated to ground deal more damage. That's cool. Because there's one where you can... Yeah, okay. This might be more valuable right here. Judgment heal hits deal no damage. So we won't do any damage with that, but this will slow and then pull enemies in. This might be the more... This might be the more useful use of Judgment with Warpath. Honestly, what if we unspec'd Lunge and then we spec Sigils of Hope and then we just use Lunge as a traversal skill, and then Sigils of Hope being unspec'd, we could still summon it with, you have a chance to summon a sigil when you kill an enemy. So we got that. So we won't, like, Lunge would be on the bar, but we could still use Sigils of Hope. Because we can get this fire damage per active sigil. And then global melee damage. Oh, this only works for 3 seconds? Oh, never mind. Okay, let's get out there. Let's try this again. Okay, let's try this out. Okay, well, I didn't see much of a suctioning thing. Let's try that. Oh, okay, I saw a little bit. Yeah, okay. And that slows all of them, right? Okay. I'm picking up what... Because we can do this, run around, dump that on top of their heads, and then keep them as one group right there. I'm gonna grab some water. Be right back. Okay, we are back. Let's see how Twitch is doing. Alright, Twitch is doing good. Everything is going well. Let's pop one more of these. Oh, whoops. Let's just let our mana build up. Okay. Okay, that was kind of anticlimactic. Yeah, I don't know if I'm feeling the judgment. Let's just despecialize. See if there's something. I mean, we'll probably just go back to Sigil of Hope. Shield Bash can scale with fire. Okay. Yeah, because what if we just did that? Grab one of those. Right, we can increase the duration. I don't know if this is worth... Yeah, I don't know if this is worth... Okay, so we got to take 4 points here, 1 point there. And we're going to take 4 points here, 1 point there. We're not going to have enough points. We're not going to have enough points. Okay. Let's just get out there and try Weaver's Will. We always like Weaver's Will. Fire penetration with melee attacks. That... I'd like to use that. Oh yeah, we still got base judgment on. Hold up, let's switch that over to... What are some of your favorite uniques for Sentinel? Are you talking just uniques I would use on Sentinel or Sentinel specific uniques? More interested in hearing about some of the cool uniques that you have heard or used, things that change your playstyle. Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. So I don't use this one a lot, but it is a Sentinel unique, Hand of Judgment. it's weird. So you can't be armed when you're using Hand of Judgment. But when you equip it and you don't have a weapon equipped, it makes Judgment better. It's kind of a weird play style. Yeah. Hand of Judgment. So +3 damage per attunement. So if you stack your attunement, that's where you're going to get all your melee damage from. By stacking your attunement. And then Judgment gets bigger while you're unarmed per attunement. So you got to really just stack that attunement through the roof. And then on top of it, it gives you a nice 14 plus 14 attunement. And then you just run around and you just keep throwing Judgment on the ground and just blowing up the map. I think that's a cool one. Yeah, attunement stacking for sure. This shield is cool. This is another Sentinel unique, the Vortex Pennant. You may be wondering why I'm not using it since I am using Warpath. It's good for physical, for people who are doing like a physical damage Warpath. It gives a +1 to Warpath, and then you throw an axe at people, which deals physical damage. So, and then on top of it, if you're dual wielding while using this relic, it increases the it gives you a physical damage bonus. This particular sword is not unique to to Sentinels, but I feel like Sentinels and maybe Druids use this one a decent amount. I don't really think of Druids as fire users, but if you crit with this weapon, if you get a melee crit, you have an 84% chance to gain a stack of Reen's Ire. And what that does is it gives you a 5% melee critical strike multiplier. And it works really well with Paladins who are doing fire Warpath. I mean, it doesn't have to be Paladins. You could be a Void Knight doing that, but Paladins get a bonus to fire damage based off of their health. So the more percentage health you have, the more fire damage you're going to do, as well as lightning and physical. But I feel like I've seen this one pretty commonly on Paladins doing a Warpath build. Wings of Argentus, again, this is not a Sentinel unique, but it's useful. It's useful. I'm sure our cold druid friends probably like using this one as well, because you gain a damage reduction while you're moving and you do increase melee cold damage. So I haven't tried a melee cold build on druid, but this could be useful. Throne of Ambition. This is a nice unique idol. But here, let me show you some of my favorite uniques that I like to use on Sentinel are actually all on my Void Knight right now. Oh, did the game crash? No. Okay, cool. I saw the little blue circle. I'm like, oh no. So here's our Void Knight. No. Questions are welcome here. So, Apathy's Maw. Again, this is not a specific item that is used with... this is not a specific item that is used with necessarily Sentinels, but Sentinels do get a big boost out of it because they can get this... they have this node on the base Sentinel tree where they can get a 30% attack speed bonus with it, which is really useful for items like Apathy's Maw, which attack really slow. Titanheart, this is a great one. A lot of different classes use this. If you're using a two-handed weapon, you get a 15% damage reduction. This is a fantastic item. Absolutely love this one. Foot of the Mountain, great great, unique all around. Works for multiple different builds. Pretty nice on paladins. They can get a big boost out of that endurance, but again, it's not just specifically for paladins. Omnis, this is again another great for just about any build. Gives you a +1. Not necessarily great for every build, but great for every class. Gives you a +1 to all skills, but it's also a great way if you are struggling with all of your resistances, or you just want to devote more of your gear towards doing damage, or maybe stacking endurance, critical strike, avoidance, all that. You can dump a bunch of your resistances onto just one amulet. Amulets are an important slot for a lot of builds though, because you can get multiple different kinds of penetration, critical strike chance, that sort of thing. Still, this is a fantastic item. Shattered Chains. This one is another great melee one. It goes really well with Siphon of Anguish and Apathy's Maw. These 3 items right here all drop from a boss called Orbis. And including Omnis. They all drop from a boss called Orbis, and they're really fantastic, and I found a lot of usefulness with them on Sentinels. Again, they're not Sentinel specific though. If you guys are interested in seeing, Drew, since you are interested, I know I said, check out Paladin, but where's the Orbis, dude? Yeah, I'll show you. Here, I'll show you. Orbis is in every timeline in the monoliths. He serves a valuable purpose once you can do this in regular monoliths, but you're going to want to save this for empowered monoliths. So basically, after you run through all the monoliths and you do all the regular monoliths, you unlock the empowered versions. They're all the enemies are level 100, and then your corruption becomes 100 corruption. Corruption up here is this number. It's tied directly down to this modifier with the purple skull. Enemies have 129% more health and damage. It's tied to that. When you get to empowered monoliths, this number is infinite. You can push this as high as you want to go. So Orbis is right down here. He's these little blue nodes. As you push out further from like this sort of little blue crystal looking thing, when you start pushing a timeline and you start pushing the branches out, you'll run into one of these things. So here, I'll show you Orbis. You spawn into like this little arena thing. He's technically not Orbis. He's a shade of Orbis. Okay, we just crit him for over 200,000 damage. He also, depending on what, Orbis has random skills. He has random abilities, so depending on which node you go for, Vengeance is pretty good. Vengeance is great for what I'm doing right now. Yeah, now he's dead. Vengeance is really good for what I'm doing because I don't need Vengeance to do damage. I need Vengeance to stay alive. It's got this node right here. If you hit an enemy with Vengeance, you take 25% less damage and gain 50% armor for 2 seconds. It goes really well with this node right here. Rive, Vengeance, Smite, and Multi-Strike. You gain some health for hitting them with Rive, Vengeance, Smite, or Multi-Strike. And then you also gain mana. So it's a great way to generate some mana up to allow us to hit them with our harder hitting abilities, which in this case is Void Cleave and Erasing Strike. Yeah. It's really useful when you start pushing further into the game. Hi, I'm looking to try Last Epoch. Looks really good. I'm a Diablo 3 Andy, and I'm getting more and more exciting to try Last Epoch. Any tips to start? Well, how's it going? What was it? Hankies? Yeah, one moment, Hanky. Okay. I made that video. It's tips for beginning players. They're just general tips. I think we got an ad playing right now. Hold on. Yeah, it's just an overview. What I would say is just pick a class, play the game, and have fun. If you're looking for tips on a starter class, I highly recommend Paladin, but you can't go wrong with any class. And that's going to be a... those are just general tips and tricks. They're not like in-depth, like you do this, you do that, you're going to crush the campaign. No, it's nothing like that. They're just very general, max your resistances. Check out the Endgame guide. If you press G, if you're playing with mouse and keyboard, you'll pull up this Endgame guide. All of that's covered in the video. I also got other guides on my channel, like a crafting guide, a guide to legendary potential, which is not going to be something you encounter much in the early game. That's going to be more of an in-game thing. That sort of thing. So check it out. If you still got any questions, I'll be here to help you out. No problem. Okay, so we did one Orbis run and we shot it up to 400 corruption. Sure. Let me do one run just for the heck of it. Right. So we're just doing a quick Void Knight run because I want to cleanse my palette of all that Warpath Paladin stuff. So I think for tomorrow's build, I know we did more Warpath today, but for tomorrow's build, we're going to try and figure out a Paladin version of this Void Knight build that I came up with. Obviously, it won't be exact, but I think we can have some fun with it. Also means I got to take a bunch of items off of my Void Knight here. Okay, cool. 400 corruption, easy. Yeah, we could probably send this. We can send this to my Paladin. We could try combining it with this. We can have some fun with that tomorrow. Yeah, we can have a lot of fun with that tomorrow. Okay, back to Paladin. Okay, so far my favorite build for Paladin has been the Hammered In. Warpath is fun, but I feel like I need some more gear to really make it work. I need to get lucky with a few uniques. Also, when I'm playing the game fresh, I'm not going to have a Wings of Argentus or a Throne of Ambition. It could still be fun. I would like to do something with a, I don't know, something with a shield. I feel like that's just going to lead back to throwing attacks, though. I want to do something melee. So I'm thinking for tomorrow, we're going to cleanse all this out of here. We're going to completely reset everything. We're going to be back to square one. I think I would like to try something with multi-strike and void cleave, because we could take this node, which will cause void cleave. It'll do fire damage, but it will scale with physical damage, but it'll still do fire damage. And then with multi-strike, we can just bam, 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 hit them with multi-strike, and then build up these stacks. And then you use void cleave. It'll consume all the stacks, but then it'll do damage per stack. So bam, 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 void cleave obliterates. Okay, so I'm probably gonna be taking a closer look at this tomorrow. Multi-strike deals more damage per armor up to a maximum, so this deals damage with armor. Forged weapons per strike, but this builds up armament. Chance to multi-strike on block. Okay. That could be fun. You can now strike twice with multi-strike, but the full attack takes significantly long. Oh, attack duration. I don't know if we want that for a double strike. Probably want something like this. Just get the attack speed up. Honestly, this wouldn't be too bad, though. You get the attack speed up. You do the damage with the stacks. We can get the physical penetration. We can get the bleed chance. And then melee damage per bleed. Ooh. Multi-strike deals more melee damage per stack of bleed. Man, why did I destroy that axe? Okay. We're going to mess with that tomorrow. Let's get back to good old-fashioned Warpath on Paladin. We're doing significantly lower corruption. Honestly, I'll probably, when we do that build, I'll probably just pick a timeline and completely reset the corruption. It'll just be 100 corruption. Oh, I don't know if I want that. Jeez. Oh, we should take this. What is this? Exalted Swords? Oh, I should probably add those points here pretty soon. Oh, it's a mace. Still, that could be a lot of fun. Okay, let's kill these guys. Oh my gosh, please, just stop. Okay, let me grab that. Okay, fine. Oh, it's this asshole. I just want to look at the weapons I got. Oh, two-handed sword. Unfortunately, no. Two-handed sword. Melee critical strike chance on air. Okay, this is unfortunate because I'd like something with a lot more damage, but I'll take that. One-handed sword. Physical. I mean, this could be fun, but I don't think we're going to use that. I would like a sword or an axe. Oh, yeah, because we want to use Void Cleave. It's not going to work with a mace. Okay, so this is going to give us plus 100 melee damage, plus 5 physical pen, and then it comes with a 60% melee damage? What else is on? Okay, so we can just live with the melee damage and then throw on melee critical strike chance. We got the lowest rolled physical penetration. But we'd have a chance to apply frailty on hit. Okay, you know what? Let's... Okay, let's see if we can do this. No. Okay. We're not going to mess with that. Let's look at the prefixes. Let's add melee critical strike chance. Bam. Okay, we got that to go through. Melee critical strike chance. Well, what's the max? 9% at tier 5. I mean, that's something, right? Okay, this might be something we can use for tomorrow. Also, we might be better off with this. I know it's going to do void damage. Chance to apply Doom. What was Doom again? Deals massive void damage over time. Okay. Increases melee damage taken by 4%. Okay. Stack up to 4 times. Void penetration. Okay, we could probably use this for tomorrow. See if we can't get that on there. throw these in there. Okay, well, let's get back to it. Rerolls all the rewards. Let's do it. Go down here, grab that. Oh, this is the thieves. Typical Outlaw, thank you for the follow over on Twitch. What's up, man? Just checking out some LE gameplay. Absolutely. So this week, since I know I'm going to be playing Paladin on release, and the only Paladin build I really have like any concrete time with is Hammered In, I'm trying out different builds that I've just been slapping together. So we slapped together this Warpath build. I did play Warpath at one point earlier on, but I didn't have all this gear that I have now. So I'm testing out. I think it's cool. Tomorrow we're going to try and come up with something completely bonkers. I don't know what. Probably like multi-strike into Void Cleave. That might be. That's looking like a strong possibility. We're just going to be doing that on Paladin and just try out different builds. You know, we got this level 100 Paladin just sitting here. Why not try some stuff, you know? I do have a level 100 Void Knight if I need to, you know, do any dungeon runs. Okay, let's go run this. We've tried a Smite build earlier. That was okay. I heard no wipe. No wipe? What do you mean by no wipe? What happened? Oh, was I breaking up? I mean, are they wiping character? As far as I'm aware of, no. It sounds like no wipe. So if you want to get into the game now, by all means, I say check it out. Not all of the masteries are here yet. They'll all be here on release. But if you want to take part in the seasonal content that they're going to be doing, that will require you to start a new character. But if you just want to keep playing with what you've been playing, by all means, it sounds like, based off what the developers have said, and this is kind of a loose understanding, there's going to be no wipe. Yeah. Oh, we got 10 points just sitting here. So this gives us 6 points. Okay, we're 1 point short. So this might not be the business right down here. If we want 2 more points, yeah, let's. No. We don't want to. We want to respec. Okay, high health enemies take 42% less damage. It's whatever. I guess I could grab that just for. Okay, we want to point there. We want to point there. We want to point there. So we got 1 point. Where do we want to put it? We do not want that one. That could be useful. Let's do the mana efficiency. Let's just do 1 point of mana efficiency. That's a mace. Good for mapping, but looks like I get bored after a while. Is there different skills you can mix it up with into your spin to win? Not really. Everything that we got on right now buffs the spin to win. And you see, I kind of feel the same way you do, Drew. I feel that Void Knight build that I was doing earlier, I like that one better. Because it's more interactive. It's you run around, you try and hit a couple times to get get your damage reduction up. Then you try and time your void cleave with your erasing strike, because you're going to do big damage with that 1-2 hit, and then you run around, kind of look for it. It's a lot more interactive, a lot more combos, that sort of thing. This particular build is a lot of hold that down and don't think about it. You can use your volatile reversal to help do some more damage and buff you up. That buffs you up. That buffs you up. That's just for getting around the map a little bit easier. But actually, so there's an ability in the game, you heard me talking about it earlier, called Void Cleave. You can actually pair this with Warpath. So after channeling Warpath for at least 2 seconds, your next Void Cleave within 1 second deals more damage. So this could be a way to kind of work in some of what you're saying. I guess, but Void Cleave, the thing is, it requires a 2-handed sword or axe. I'm dual wielding. I won't be able to use this. So what have you built so far? The throwing, yeah. So we did the hammered in. We did a smite build. Basically, I looked like Thor, God of Thunder. I held up my wand to the sky and lightning rained down on everything. That was cool. That was a cool one. Then we're doing the Warpath hammered in. Tomorrow we're gonna try and do like some sort of physical build. That's why I was trying to get... Oh, wow. Okay. Whoa, what's going on? What's with the frame drops? Come on. Okay, wing guards. You cannot deal critical strikes. This makes it a very difficult item to use. You can't deal critical strikes. Stormhide Paws. Every 3 seconds, your next swipe. Yeah, it's a complete druid item. Though it's not restricted to druid, it's weird. Yeah, so we did the smite build, the warpath build, and the hammered in build. Tomorrow we're going to focus on a physical build. Do pap 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 pap. And then, like I said, I do have a Forge Guard in the works, but it's going to take a while to level them up. I like doing in-game content. That's probably something I got to work on the weekend or something, try and level them up a little bit more. But we're going to be streaming this weekend. I'm not running a Dungeons & Dragons game. It's going to be fun. Okay, we got that. These guys are doing a lot of damage. Okay. Why are we chugging? Okay. There's also a lot of effects on screen. Whew. Let's get out of here. Oh! Increase void damage. Nice, nice. Enemies increase health and damage, physical damage, and then we already got one of those. So let's go over here. Okay, we'll take that. So I feel like LE rewards playstyles that are out of the norm. Recently read about a werebear build that was low health and high wards. What would Paladin version of that type of build? Minions. There's probably a ward build out there for Paladin. I haven't really messed around with too many ward builds. You gotta kind of, because with ward builds, you gotta stack, like, well, I don't know if you gotta stack ward retention, but it helps. Yeah, there's how do I say, there's a sentiment in the last Epoch community about ward builds, because obviously stacking your health really high, how do I say this? Here, after I finish this, I'll let you know what I think. Basically, the sentiment is either you love ward builds, you're whatever with ward builds, or you detest them because you think they're low life. Because you can spend all this time stacking all your health, your armor, your endurance, or you can build a build that focuses on just stacking your ward through the roof. And you're right, ward builds are heavily rewarded in this game. Classes that really excel in using ward are like, let's say, Rune Master, Lich, whatchamacallit, so like Lich, Rune Master, Sorcerer, those sorts of classes excel in using ward, and if you can tell in the leaderboards, that's all that's there. I mean, you can do that with Druid as well, but these classes, they can build pretty good range, they can stack their ward up through the roof. Builds that focus on using a lot of ward are typically the ones that are pushing 1,000+ corruption. But there's a sentiment in the last Epoch community about that. Some love it, they think it's a great addition. Others feel like it's the only way to progress in the game, to push like really hard, super difficult content, because ward regenerates very fast and you can stack ward at a much higher rate than you could health typically. Even with something like Druid, which gets like a 20% health increase passively, you're going to find that a lot of ward builds can stack easily 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. There was even one guy in my chat one time saying, yeah, my Lich stacks 60,000 wards super easy. And I'm like, dang. I mean, imagine having 60,000 health in this game. It's similar. So yeah, that's just kind of the sentiment of ward in last Epoch. Something that needs to be, and maybe I'm one of them. I could be, what's the downcaller ward? Fall with ward. There's not a lot, in my opinion. You could stack these items that just make your ward and your ward generation go through the roof. And I don't know. So I personally, like, even with my really tanky Void Knight build, I found it pretty hard to progress past 500 corruption. But there's people who are using ward builds that are blowing past 1,000 corruption. Now, not every build out there that's clearing 1,000 corruption plus is a ward build, but a majority of them are. I feel like a lot of ward builds use a lot of the same items or same item archetypes, which would be something like this. 20% of current health lost per second, 13% of missing health gained as ward. So your health's super low, and you don't need to stack health. You can stack other stuff on your build now. You can stack more damage, whatever, because it goes off of a percentage of your health, not your overall health. So having 5,000 life and 500 life doesn't matter. It uses a percentage. So guys like me who are playing like this, who are having to stack, you know, armor, vitality, strength, all that stuff, you can... Are you dying eventually? Yes. Are your chances of dying going down playing a ward build, so you don't need to balance that with health regen? The thing is, you're going to have a really difficult time stacking health to like 10,000 plus. You can stack ward to 60,000. It could also be one of those things like I am sort of knocking it. The idea is that with ward, the higher ward you have, it's supposed to be like just going away at a rapid amount. That's not going to happen with your health, right? Typically your health goes up because you're healing, you're leeching, that sort of thing. There's ways around that. So it's one of those weird things. I don't have any ward builds. Like on the list of builds? Oh, like for Paladin? See, Paladin doesn't have a lot of unique items that allow him to do that. Now, I might be able to get away with something like Sanguinous. I would have to find one of those uniques, and then I could probably demonstrate it. Yeah, I see what you mean. Why not try and make a ward Paladin build? If I can find an item like Exsanguinous, I can definitely do that. I would have to find it first. I don't know if I ever found an Exsanguinous. Probably did. I don't know. I don't have one in my stash right now. Yeah, because items like that reduce your overall health, but send your ward regeneration through the roof. Paladin doesn't have a lot of ways innately in their kit that builds ward. Other classes do. Or they have specific uniques that they can use that allows them to build ward pretty effectively. I mean, it's out there. It could probably happen. Right. I see what you mean. You know, just to add it to the list of, hey guys, I came up with a build for Paladin that could really use ward, you know, if you guys want to compete. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I can hear you thinking about it. Yeah. If I could find an Exsanguinous chess piece, we could have a start. Hello, old Warpath Giga Chats. This guy. World chat never fails. In-game world chat never fails. Do you understand the new trading and other things that are recently released? Yeah. I got a video breaking it down if you would like to see that. I can give you a quick overview if you want, like a real quick. So you're gonna have two. You're gonna have two camps. You're gonna have the Merchants Guild, and then you're gonna have the Circle of Fortune. I am Team Circle of Fortune all day, because the playstyle of Team Circle of Fortune is 100% doing what we're doing now, but you get better drops. It's literally that. Maybe I'm simplifying it too much, but looking at what the text says, it's go out there and look for loot, and hey, the more you level up Circle of Fortune, the better chance you are of finding better stuff. But you can't really trade with people unless you're in a party like we are now. Because right now, you can't trade with people unless they're in the same instance you are, and that piece of loot dropped, and then you give it to them. That's how trading in the game works right now. And I've been fine with that. I love that. I play a lot of solo. I mean, sometimes I team up with some other people, but most of the time we're just clearing stuff. Iron Crosser Wooden Cross. Thank you for the follow over on Twitch. Appreciate it. This is a one-handed, right? Bleed duration. When you hit a bleeding enemy with a melee attack, all bleed stacks on that enemy double in speed. Okay, cool. So, Merchants Guild is going to be about, hey, how's it going, Iron Cross? How you doing, man? Thank you for the follow. Yeah, so Merchants Guild is going to be about, you're not going to have the same. It sounds like the drops are going to remain the same. So, if you're playing Merchants Guild, if you really like trading, or maybe you don't have a lot of time and you just focus on generating gold and favor instead of looking for items, which I'm not knocking, by the way. I am not knocking that at all. If you got the resources, because you can't like buy gold or favor with real world money, you got to go out there and play the game. But if you're looking for that one piece to fit your build and your Team Merchants Guild, and you see it in the bazaar and you can buy it, that's awesome. I personally like the idea of being Circle of Fortune and running around doing what I'm doing now, playing the game, farming all the time, and getting better chances at better drops. And according to some polls and some sentiment that has been put out there, it sounds like a lot of people are going to be Team Circle of Fortune as well. They kind of think like what I'm thinking. I was hoping that with Team Circle of Fortune, you can have like the producers and the distributors. You can have people who are Team Circle of Fortune who are out there farming stuff, and then they can, if like somebody whose Merchants Guild is rolling with them and then they're feeding them those items, then that guy can go and sell it. But they already worked that into the system. If you find something while you are under Circle of Fortune, it's going to have a faction tag. If it's faction tagged to Circle of Fortune, it cannot be sold on the bazaar. Which is probably, that's probably a good thing. I'll try out both, but I already know I'm going to be Circle of Fortune. I'm going to be checking it out. How you doing on this lovely evening, Iron Crosser? You doing all right, man? Or I guess gal? I don't know. I find that most of my viewership is male, so I just default to that. But there was one time I was like, "Yo, you take care, bro," and they're like, "I'm a woman." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry." She wasn't tripping though. She's like, "It's okay. I get it all the time." Even the bubs are bubs. Yeah, I guess I can do bubs. Yeah, the economy piece is cool. Who can buy at the bazaar? Which classes? Every class can, because every every player can opt into the Merchants Guild, regardless of class. Everybody can do that, but that's a choice you got to make. Luckily, your progression with either faction progresses against all your characters. So, like, let's say you start off the game and you're playing Forge Guard. And you're running through the game, you're playing Forge Guard, you hit like level 85, and you level character level, and you level up your faction to level 7, and you're playing Merchants Guild. And you're like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go play. I want to start a new character. I want to start a Lich. And maybe you don't have a lot of items for your Lich, but you've already leveled up to 85 with that character, and you have resources and you have favor. When you go over to your Lich, you will still be level 7 in the Merchants Guild, and you can go buy some gear off the bazaar to help with your brand new Lich that you just made. That's definitely a strong positive, in my opinion, towards the Merchants Guild. You don't have to re-level the Merchants Guild. Oh, did I pick up a dodge chance without paying attention? Oh, dodge doesn't feel as bad as critical strike avoidance. That just, critical strike avoidance feels really bad. That's so obvious, it's amazing. Like, those dudes get how to make a game. The guy in charge of it, Muffin, he's a cool guy. He's come by my stream before. He's answered questions for the chat. I've seen him in the world chat answering questions, and he has a storied background. He when he was over here in my chat talking, I don't know how it got brought up, but it's like, oh, so what have you done other than Last Epoch? And he was the creator of a very popular auction house extension on World of Warcraft, and he supported it for 10 years. And apparently it was super, super popular, very useful. He knows what he's talking about. So he started playing Last Epoch, and he thought the game was so cool, he went and asked them for a job, and they gave it to him. And I don't know if he was just there working, and then somebody brought up the idea of, hey, let's create like a trading bazaar. And, oh, hey, Muffin, you have experience with that. I don't know how that happened, but at some point, trading was being talked about being added to the game. He was working for the company, or maybe he heard that trading was going to be added to the game, so he requested to work with the company because he really liked the game that much. And he created it. And I even mentioned, like, auctioneer or auctionator. I don't know. I don't know which one. I haven't done a lot of World of Warcraft. But I say all that to say he's a pretty humble guy. When I mentioned, hey, you've done a great job building this, he said, hey, it's a team effort. I, of course, attribute everything to him with his experience, but he's probably, you know, he's right. He's probably working with a number of other people coming up with this idea. A lot of people have reacted to the trading factions, and they say this is an amazing idea. It's an absolutely fantastic idea that's being added to the game. Like, I mean, Asmongold doesn't even play the game. He said he's going to play Last Epoch, but when he saw the whole trading system, he says, I hope every other game copies this. This looks like one of the best systems out there. I mean, it's got so many checks and balances worked into it. It's going to help prevent bots, because once you buy an item, you can't resell it. It's now locked to you. Are they going to make set gear better? Feels underwhelming so far. I don't know. Right now, set gear feels really good if you're leveling a fresh character, but once you start getting to a point where you're like, you know, doing like some good in-game stuff, there's very few set items that work well, in my opinion. I've seen a few in-game builds that use set items, but there's very specific set items that are used and those sorts of builds. So far, set items feel amazing because they all have, except for a few, they all have a pretty low like item level or level requirement, and it's pretty easy to use on a brand new character just to have some early power. Marvel Man, I hope they make set items better because they are toting that if you yeah. Circle of Fortune. They're adding if you find one set piece, depending on what level you are in Circle of Fortune. If you find one set piece, you find the whole set. I think that's like a high level though, right? Rank of Core, I think that's like what, level 9? Seven or 10 or something. Yeah, okay, cool. Fighting chance. I mean, it could increase our melee damage. We should try it out. Okay. All right. Okay, guys. I'm gonna have to call it right there. I don't normally stream this late, but we're getting close to the game, so I want to be available to answer questions. We will, if you are here on Twitch, we are going to go ahead and raid somebody real quick. We've been sponsored by Dubby. They are a great energy drink brand. I've been drinking it tonight. I love it. I think it's awesome. If you're interested in getting, trying out this energy drink, here's a command in the chat. That is a link. You get a discount and I get a kickback. If you're over on YouTube, the link is in the description. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and raid somebody here in Last Epoch. Let's see if I can't find somebody who can possibly answer some questions for you guys. Chuckles. Chuckles is a fantastic guy. Love this dude. Let's go ahead and raid Chuckles here on Last Epoch. Anyway, you guys have yourselves a good one. I will be back tomorrow. YouTube, sorry, I don't really know anybody to raid over there, so unfortunately I can't really recommend anybody for you. But if you're liking what you see here, consider dropping a follow, consider subscribing over on YouTube just so you know when I go live and you can come check it out. I love to answer questions for you guys. I love to help you guys out. I have some guides on my YouTube channel if you're interested, but I gotta get to bed. I gotta be up early tomorrow. I gotta get up before 6 a.m. I'm a cook. Cook life. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and raid Chuckles here on Twitch. And yeah, you guys have yourselves a good one. And YouTube, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for sticking around. I really appreciate you guys. Hopefully we can figure out raiding somebody over there at some point. But yeah, I'll be back again tomorrow, 6 p.m. Pacific. Anyway, you guys take care.